Everyone's working from home nowadays. And I feel like I've kind of been missing out on that whole excitement of working in a new location because I've actually officed from my home office for the past 8 years. So to kind of get on board with all of that, I started working on my kids' clubhouse a few weeks back. Pretty sweet setup. Here we have pretty cozy in here. We have all the luxuries of modern life, and there are some wasp nests up here. I should probably put a seersucker on and take care of those, but this won't last forever. We'll eventually all go back to work at our usual locations, and when that time comes, a lot of you will probably enjoy dressing up again. And one of the easiest ways to kind of elevate your attire a little bit, dress up a little bit more, is by wearing cufflinks. But guys didn't always wear cufflinks. There was a time when they did not exist, so let's start at the beginning. Let's go way back to as Europe was coming out of the Dark Ages and into the Renaissance. If you've seen movies in that time period, you'll see that people dressed pretty flamboyantly there. People loved frills and embroidery. They loved tassels and ruffles and all that whole deal. And with guys' shirts and guys' clothing, shirts were kind of considered an undergarment. You didn't show your shirt. Guys didn't walk around with just a shirt on. They always had something covering it. So the only thing you saw on a guy's shirt was the collar and the cuffs. And they were kind of frilly and stuff like that. They were held in place with ribbons, actually. And so with collars, this is kind of an interesting side note, those ribbons that were held at somebody's collar together, those kind of evolved over time to the modern day necktie. Well, times changed again as we got into the 19th century, the 1800s. Clothing became a lot more like formulaic. During the day, guys wore dark suits and white shirts. In the evening, they switched into dinner jackets or coattails. And that was about it. The shirts became a little bit stiffer. The cuffs ended up being starched, and ribbons no longer did the trick. Instead, guys started wearing metal cufflinks. Fortunately, this was the time of the Industrial Revolution, so they could be mass-produced fairly cheaply, and they were all very simple, very understated. That is, until the Prince of Wales, who later became King Edward VII, he started wearing very colorful Faberge cufflinks. And you might recognize that name, Faberge. That's the same Russian jeweler who made those priceless, famous Faberge eggs. And you can actually still buy Faberge cufflinks. They still manufacture them. They cost anywhere between $5,000 to $15,000 a pair. So, you know, times are tough. You might only want to pick up a couple pairs at a time. But once the Prince of Wales started wearing colorful cufflinks, the limits were off with cufflinks. And so nowadays, if you're into something, you can find cufflinks that are into that as well. So if you're into cars cufflinks. If you're into unicorns, you can find unicorn cufflinks. One thing I actually like to do is when I travel to other countries, whatever currency I see, whatever favorite coin I see, I actually put that, make that into a pair of cufflinks. So kind of neat.